Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. to lead Kirtan to start us off, and then I pulled him over and I said, when should I stop? He said, whenever you see Chuti Gopi. So I saw her earlier. She's in the pujar room, hiding. And she's going to, I believe, be our next leader of the moment, either in Kirtan or Katha. Janaki, do we have confirmation?
Not quite. She's negotiating.
She's negotiating.
For Manatha Day.
Hare Krishna. So we're about to get started. It's also Noel Rona's birthday.
Haribol!
So we're so happy he's here. And we're so happy that you all are here. This is our regular Bhagavad Shravanam program. We have this program every Sunday. But this Sunday is a very, very special Bhagavad Shravanam because I believe you all received the wedding invitation, yes? So thank you for RSVPing. Yes, we're just about to get started. And Chuta Gopi is going to come and introduce the ceremony and tell us a little bit about this very, very special pastime of the Lord's. So, and Chuta, okay, she's coming. So she's gonna lead us through this incredible pastime, this incredible meditation.
Jai Shri Radha Gopala ki
Jai.
Gaura Chandra ki
Jai.
Thank you all for coming and being a part of the family celebration and kind of wedding reception of Tulasi and Saligram. I say wedding reception because they kind of formally got married last week. So now, but we get to have the family version where everybody comes to the home and they get to see them do some key points of the ceremony again. So first, what we'll do is, like a usual affair, we'll bring in the groom first. So Saligram, who is a deity that does not need to be installed. He has all of the essence and the Shakti of Lord Vishnu. And so he doesn't even need to be installed, he's already set. And so in a wonderful celebration, Krishna or Vishnu often marries Tulsi Devi. So Lord Vishnu had been sleeping for 4 months, he wakes up. And then the first thing we do is we throw a celebration and a wedding. Nothing to wake up to like a party. So we'll bring in the groom first, which will be Shalagram. His name is Anantadev. And he'll come from that door. But what happens at weddings is the bride's family is usually not so eager to just give their girl away. And who knows when they're going to see her again. Maybe she lives close, maybe she doesn't. So Tulsi's family, represented by Yashoda Sri Radhika, and many others, will have objections. They're not so eager to even let this groom into the ceremonial area. So there has to be some negotiation. And usually, the groom has to bribe them all. So we'll see. There'll be some objections. People won't really want her to associate with him at all not because he's not a great guy, but because they just don't want to lose her at all. So they're not very eager. But we'll see if Shalagram can appease them and give them a little bit of a bribe. After that, Shalagram will hopefully enter if they let him. And he'll be seated here, where the parents of Tulsi will wash his feet. I know what you're saying. How are they going to wash his feet? You see, Shalagram is in the form of a stone. So technically it looks like he doesn't have feet, but he has them. And it's going to be really cute when we see them wash it. So they're going to wash his feet. And then they'll sprinkle the water for auspiciousness over all of us. And you'll thank me in a second when you hear why we've done all this. So this wonderful ceremony will occur. Then we'll bring in the bride, and we will encourage you all to make joyful noises all along the way. Shouts, screams, holler, whatever you feel. Maybe not so much screams, but try it, and let's see how it goes. Then we'll bring in the bride, and she'll sit next to Saligram, and then the parents will offer an arti ceremony from both sides. So Tulsi's parents will offer an arti, just welcoming the couple, and then Shalagram's representatives will offer an arti welcoming the couple also, and then we'll have them exchange garlands, and then we'll go from there. Sound good?
Haribo.
Right? So entrances, objections, seating, foot bath, artis, exchanging garlands. That's our game plan. But we'll have kirtan all throughout. And I asked Keshava to sing Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Since this is the mantra for worshiping Shalagram Shila. So we can all pray to Lord Vishnu and sing our hearts out in this joyous occasion. Tulasi Vivaha Mahamahotsav Ki
Jai!
Shri Radha Murlidhar Ki
Jai!
Jai! So we have been stopped at the doorway before Shalagram can even enter the area. So did they ask for a car? Okay, well, no. Nor did they ask for diamond rings. And as I was negotiating with Anand today, he wouldn't have fulfilled those anyway. He was not agreeing to fulfill those demands. But then they asked for blessings. And so Anantadev agreed. Those he can give. So now, and they actually wanted more than just one blessing. They need more blessings.
I'm the spokesman on behalf of the entire group of objectors. On behalf of the entire group of objectors, and I'm co-opting all of you into that group. Okay? We can't just give away our Tulasi to Saligram just like that. He has to give us something in return, right?
True. Right.
Yes.
What do we want? Money?
No.
Wealth?
No.
Long life?
No.
Good health? What we want is eternal, loving, devotional service at His lotus feet.
Haribo.
All of us. If He's prepared to give us that, then we'll allow Him to enter the hall, enter the marriage hall.
He's agreed. There's one more. He agrees. has formally agreed. And so now, if there are no further objections, we will make sure that Anantadev can now enter into the ceremony. Are we agreed?
Haribo!
Good job. That Tulsi's parents will now wash. They're really tiny shoes. So we've been singing Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu. Our Bhagavan Vishnu, our Lord of all opulences, he is auspicious. Mangalam Garuda Dvaja, Mangalam, auspiciousness to the one who carries a flag marked with Garuda. Mangalam Pundarikaksha, all auspiciousness to one who has eyes like a lotus petal. Like a lotus petal who's coaxed open by the rising sun. Mangalaya Tano Hari, everything about Lord Hari is very auspicious. So that's what we've been singing. We'll continue singing it, and this time we will bring in the bride. She will come from this way. There will be no objections because it's her place. But all of you will be able to shower her with your blessings and all of your love as she enters.
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garuda Dvaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksha, Mangalaya Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garuda Dvaja, Mangalaya
Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Tulasi Maharani ki
Jai.
Shalagam Shila ki
Jai.
Shradha Murlidhara ki
Jai.
So the significance of what we've all witnessed and been part of knowingly or unknowingly is incredibly great for all of us. And I have the good fortune of being a messenger of all of our good fortune for this section of the ceremony. Usually, what they do first is they extol the glories of the bride and the groom. So first, because brides are very fond of weddings, we will do a short introduction for Anandadev first. And then Tulasi Rani will have a much longer introduction. So Anandadev came to me a few years ago. I have a friend, a godbrother, who said to me one day, really randomly, "How much do you like Lord Nityananda?" That's a really interesting question to ask. For any of you looking at me right now, these are the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. So the answer to that question was, like, my brother said, just a little, tiny bit. I had been obsessed with Lord Nityananda for a long time. And I told him so. He said, "Well, then I have a present for you." And I said, "Well, what kind of present is this?" And he said, "There is a Shila that I have. He's an Ananta Shila, and he's been worshipped in the mood of Lord Nityananda in my home. And I couldn't think of anyone to give him to other than you." And so now you're thinking, but why would you just, why? Because I was also thinking, why? And his answer was he was getting another Saligram, and then he was going to have too many. But really, the internal reason is, I think Anantadev just wanted to be here with all of you. Because right after that, he got like 4 more Shilas. So, I don't know if it was, there were too many, or if it was just the Supreme Lord's desire to be here with all of us. But I'm so happy he's here. So, and in August, just around Balaram Jayanti, I got Anantadev. He did not have the eyes that he has now, if you can see them. But over time, those manifested, and as they did, his personality just seemed to overflow from every pore of him. So this is Anantadev. Anantadev is none other than the celestial serpent that happens to cover Lord Krishna and all of the various incarnations of Lord Vishnu that we've seen in many, many paintings, etc. But he also finds his origin within Lord Balaram. So he's our manifestation of Lord Balaram. But he also is considered Vishnu Tattva. So, and also an expansion of Lord Vishnu. So basically, Anantadev is whatever he wants, whenever he wants. A lot of people ask me that question, well, which mood? Like, he is whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He has a lot of fun. He often dresses up. Sometimes he'll be Vivaha, sometimes he's Nrsimha. Sometimes he's Nitai. He does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, as long as he's happy and he doesn't go anywhere. The shoes that you saw were extremely special. I don't even use them, like I refuse to put them out on my altar for fear that he might think that that's an invitation for him to go somewhere. So most of the time he doesn't even have shoes. And so usually a wedding tradition is that the bride's family will steal the groom's shoes so that he can't leave with their princess. But the joke is on them because they can have them if they've stolen them. He might not even pay to get them back. They're already stolen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe there's some bargaining to get his ceremonial shoes back because I refuse to let him know where they are at any moment. So this is normal. So we have a prayer to Lord Balaram. When Lord Balaram was first born in Sri Vrindavandam, everyone converges on the scene, which is something we don't usually hear about. Everyone normally comes for Krishna's birth, but what happens with Balaram's? Everyone comes, sages come, Vyasadeva comes, and he says, please let me see that Ananta Sheshu has been born as a baby. So Garga Samhita describes, Nanda showed the sages the child Ananta Shesh. Gazing at the child in the cradle, Vyasadeva, struck with wonder, bowed down and then prayed, O Master of the demigods, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Lord who grants desires, obeisances to you. Obeisances to you who are directly Lord Anantashesh. Obeisances to you who are directly Lord Ram. Eternal obeisances to you, Lord Sankarshan, the maintainer of the earth, perfect and complete, effulgent and glorious, holding a plow in your hand and having 1,000 heads. You are Baladev, Revati's husband, and the infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead's elder brother. You are armed with a plow and you are the killer of Pralambasura. O Supreme Person, please be merciful to me. Obeisances to you who are known as Bala and Balabhadra, and who displays a palm tree flag. Obeisances to you, Rohini's fair-complexioned son, dressed in blue garments. You are the enemy of Denuka, Mushtik, Kuta, Rukmi, Kupakarna, and Kumbanda. You put an end to Balvala. You divided the Jamuna and dragged Hastinapur. You are the enemy of Dvida. You are the king of the Yadavas and the decoration of the entire Brajmandal. You are the killer of Kamsa's brothers, a pilgrim who goes to holy places, the supreme master and the teacher of Duryodhana. O Lord, please protect the world. O infallible Lord, O greater than the greatest. O Lord Ananda, O Lord whose fame is spread everywhere, glory unto you. Obeisances to you who holds a plow and a club and are the master of the demigods, great sages and celestial servants. One who regularly reads or recites or even hears these prayers attains Lord Hari's supreme abode. Even while in this world he attains all strength and crushes his enemies, he attains victory, wealth, and followers. So now all of you have heard this majestic and wonderful prayer. And so your lives are complete. You're welcome. So in the Padma Purana, which this is such a wonderful introduction. You got to hear about his glories, pastimes, the prowess of the groom. Can we have a round of applause for the groom? But now we can hear about the bride. Padma Purana, there are 30 chapters describing just the appearance of Tulasi Devi. Her glorious attributes are recounted throughout all of the Vedic literatures. Padma Purana states that just by looking at Tulsi, all of one's sins are removed. Now imagine being her parents. Just by touching her, one's body becomes purified. All diseases are removed just by praying to her. Fear of death is destroyed by watering her. Just by planting or transplanting her, one achieves realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If someone offers her leaves at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Tulsi will award liberation and devotion to Sri Krishna. So what I've done is, I've bought Tulsi leaves. I'm going to make sure that there's enough for all of us. And at the end of this ceremony, everyone will have the ability to come up and offer a Tulsi leaf to Saligram and flower petals to Tulsi Devi. Because if someone offers her leaves at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Tulsi will personally award them liberation and devotion to Krishna. Once again, you're welcome. You go to a wedding for the wedding favors? These are all of the wedding favors. They say that Krishna is very fond of Tulsi, who is also called Maharani. Vayu Purana states that the Supreme Lord Hari does not accept anyone's worship without Tulsi. Krishna does not even care for 56 offerings or 36 different types of sabjis and curries if they are offered without a tulsi leaf. Normally, I would say reading this passage would make the Lord hungry, but he's eating, so it's been perfectly timed. All of the places of pilgrimage on this planet and in the millions of universes take shelter in a single tulsi leaf. Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate toward his devotee, sells himself to a devotee who offers merely a tulsi leaf and a palm full of water. Anybody ever thought of how to purchase Krishna? Like faster than all of the other methods? A palm full of water and a tulsi leaf. So on Srimati Tulsi Devi's appearance day, which is in the full moon day of Kartik month, which is why they normally perform her wedding day right on that full moon day, because that's also her birthday. Sri Krishna himself has worshipped her with the following mantra. Krishna Jivani, Nandini Pushpasara Tulsi, Vishva Pavani, Vishva Pujita, Vrinda, Vrindavani. Tulsi is the life of Krishna, and she gives unlimited bliss to the devotees. She is the best of all the flowers, and her presence is required on any garland to be worn by Krishna. She is one who has no comparison. Tulsi purifies the three worlds and is worshipped all over the universe. Tulsi is the goddess of all plants and trees, and she first manifested in Vrindavan. One who hears or remembers this mantra will very quickly attain devotion for Sri Krishna. So if we can all clasp our hands together and repeat after me. Krishna,
Krishna,
Jivani,
Jivani,
Nandini,
Nandini,
Pushpasara,
Pushpasara,
Tulsi,
Tulsi,
Vishva,
Vishva,
Pavani,
Pavani,
Vishva,
Vishva,
Pujita,
Pujita,
Vrinda,
Vrinda,
Vrindavani.
Vrindavani.
And so once again, yet another party favor for you is one who remembers this mantra will very quickly attain devotion for Sri Krishna. So what is this wedding? Why? What's happening? In many, many cases, there are many such stories of this famous wedding, but in one of them, because Padma Purana has 30 chapters just dedicated to her appearance, but in one such story, Tulsi is born as a human. Her name was Vrinda, after which the great Vrindavan has been named. So Vrindavan is that place where Vrinda Devi, or Tulsi Maharani, grows abundantly. That place where Vrinda Devi is in charge. So, once, this Vrinda was the daughter of a king. And she got married to a demon, whose name was Jalandhar, which is a very odd pairing. But she was very pious and really wonderful, and he was wealthy, extremely wealthy. In fact, so wealthy he was conquering all of the different planetary systems, because that's what demons do. And so as he was causing so much havoc throughout the entire universe, everyone thought, what do we do? How do we get this under control? Someone help. The problem was, every time that this demon king, Jalandhar, would go into battle, Vrinda Devi would be praying for his safety, for victory, for success. And so no one could defeat him because of her prayers. She was a devout worshiper of Lord Vishnu. Also a very strange thing to have in a family of demons. But she was devoutly worshiping Lord Vishnu. And also, sometimes, the black sheep of the demon families, that's what they do. They go and worship Lord Vishnu, i.e. Prahlad, Vibhishan. They had some black sheep of the families. So, she was worshiping Lord Vishnu. And so no one could defeat this demon king. They said, finally, something has to be done. We need someone to distract her. If she becomes distracted, and she's not praying at the time when he's fighting, then we can easily defeat her. Word went around, who will take up this task? Lord Vishnu said, she's my devotee, I should do it. And so Lord Vishnu arrives at the palace in the form of her husband. She thought her husband was away at war, but suddenly he's returned home. She's overjoyed to see him. She focuses all of her attention on her husband, and in the meantime, Jalandhar is fighting all of the demigods. Many sources say that Lord Shiva is the one to finally destroy him. And when Tulasi hears, when Vrinda Devi hears that this is happening, she thinks, but how is this possible? He's here with me, isn't he? So she begins to ask various questions. Who are you? What is happening? Who has deceived me? And all Lord Vishnu can do is stay quiet. So brokenhearted is he by having to cheat his devotee. All he can do is stay quiet. And so finally, his form is revealed that this is Lord Vishnu. I've worshipped you my entire life, and yet you've cheated me. This is what you give me in return. Fine. You've remained quiet and stone-hearted, so may you become like a stone. Lord Vishnu immediately says, I accept. And he takes the form of Saligram. So Saligram, these Shilas come from the Gandaki River, a nearby town, named Saligram, which is why they're named Saligram Shilas. And so many of them come in different forms. There are so many different types. On the altar you'll see there's a Vivaha Nrsimha Shila. But when they come in the form of Saligram Shilas, they are from that region in the Gandaki River. So not only does he accept this form, but she is also angry. And so they also appease her by saying, you will have the form of Tulasi, and Krishna will not accept anything without you. You will be even more dear to Krishna than even the goddess of fortune. And so she happily accepts this form. And not only does she forever remain with Krishna, but she comes to forever remain with every one of us. It's a form of a goddess that everyone can easily take home, care for, lovingly like a family member. In the Vrindavan pastimes, this wedding also takes place. Once, Vrinda Devi, who is a gopi, she is a gopi in charge of making all of the arrangements for Krishna's pastimes. If Krishna needs a disguise, Vrinda Devi will find it. She has storehouses all over Vrindavan with clothes and articles. She decorates different kunjas in so many different ways, even according to season. There are some forests in Vrindavan that only display winter pastimes. There are some that only display spring pastimes. There is one particular kunja or grove that Vrinda Devi has set up that is named after Indradhanush. If anyone knows, Indradhanush is a rainbow. And in that kunja, everything is filled with rainbows. Vrinda Devi has decorated everything with rainbows, and there, the divine couple go whenever they want to play holy. And so they take lots of colored powders, and they play holy with one another. And the rule in Vrindavan is that Krishna's good, but usually he loses. At whatever it is. Whether they're playing dice, whether they're playing tag, whether they're wrestling, whether they're playing holy, anything. Even Krishna with his cowherd friends. Krishna's good, but he usually loses. And such is the case when they play holy. Krishna's good, but the gopis are better. So Vrinda Devi makes all of these arrangements. Not only that, but she has a network of parrots and birds that go and find messages. They carry messages. They let Vrinda Devi know where Radha Krishna are, just in case they might need anything. They let Vrinda Devi know where any of the elders are, who shouldn't know anything. They let Vrinda Devi know if the divine couple are missing one another so much, you can send a message with a parrot. So Vrinda Devi had the most original, transcendental, much better version of Twitter. Might not be a thing for long. But Vrinda Devi's will always persist. And so Vrinda Devi sends out, she has her favorite parrot, whose name is Daksha. Krishna has a parrot whose name is Vichakshana. And Radharani has a parrot whose name is Shuka. Which everybody's so excitedly already, I'm so excited when everybody's so happy. And they already know it. Thank you. So these are, so many of the parrots play such an integral part of Vrindavan Lila and Vrindavan pastimes. So I feel like, let us all just pray. Maybe one day, we could be a parrot in the hands of Vrinda Devi, carrying a message to the divine couple. Carrying a message to Vrinda Devi. Once Srimati Radhika was so pleased with the service of Vrinda Devi that she said, I know what I'll do. And she went to her beloved gopis and they made a mandap, which is like this, 4 corners. And they decorated it with forest leaves and branches and flowers and all of the jewels that decorate all of Vrindavan. And then they all went and they decorated Vrinda Devi as a bride. And then they brought 2 chairs, sitting places. And then they brought in Krishna. Srimati Radharani was so pleased with the service of Vrinda Devi that they orchestrated the forest play wedding of Vrinda Devi and Krishna. Can you imagine being so compassionate that you'd be so pleased with someone that you would gift them your own beloved? This is Srimati Radharani. And this story always reminds me that although sometimes we can feel that we love Krishna, and so then we feel like, is there some competition? But there doesn't ever have to be. Radharani's heart is so compassionate. Srila Prabhupada often said that we offer to Srimati Radharani in the hopes that she will introduce us to Krishna. We hope and pray that we can all perfect our lives and our devotion in such a way that Srimati Radharani will be so pleased that she will gift us all her beloved. Just as she did for Vrinda Devi. So this is the wedding of Tulasi and Saligram and Vrinda Devi and Shri Krishna. So I wanted to hear just a few words from Tulsi's parents as they wish the couple good luck.
It's a duty and a custom of a father to get very emotional when he's giving away his daughter in marriage. And Achyuta Gopi's fantastic narrations actually moved me to tears. So I'm like, I wasn't expecting to be called upon so suddenly. We heard the glories of my daughter, our beloved daughter, Tulasi. And we know those glories, but so do the sages, and so do all the Samhitas and the Puranas. They extol her glories all over the 3 worlds. And we are giving away our beloved daughter to the most suitable groom in all of creation. Who can be more suitable than Lord Anantashesh? And we're giving her away, knowing that he will take care of her, and the 2 of them will take care of the entire universe, including us, who are so fortunate to play a role as the parents of Vrinda Devi.
And we are offering as a dowry our whole lives, our mind, soul, and body in service to the Lord and Tulasi Maharani eternally.
That was the most expensive dowry I've ever heard of. Life. Anantadev, no pressure. And I want to actually open it up to see if there's anyone else who would like to say a few words of blessing or even gratitude to this beautiful couple. Because this is undoubtedly your festival. It's not just for them or for 2 people here or even for me. This is a festival for this entire community, and I'm so glad to see so many of you here. I really feel like you all are like the hardcore ride or die group. So I appreciate all of you. So if there are any others, just as, as we called out, if there were any objections, if there are any others who would like to speak a word or two of good fortune and blessing and well wishes to this beautiful couple, please do so, or I'll just call you up.
I remember when she was. I remember when she Now she's married to a rock star.
What's that?
I said from one announcer to another.
You're from one another to another.
So I will say that one of the most intimate things that's ever happened to me, our Kirtan Guru Shrikanta was leaving to go to India, and it was just 1 year, it was random. He decided we were going to do Kirtan more often. So we were trying to figure out how that was going to work because we were really just horrible at the whole thing. And
The Kirtan thing?
the Kirtan thing. And not that we've gotten much better, but we figured out a way to make it sound right. But the first Kirtan, the Kirtans that we would do were, they would let us lead Tulasi Puja in the afternoons. And so the first Kirtan that well, she did the other Kirtans, but like the one that I had to lead was was Tulasi Puja. And I was freaked out. And I just remember, like, it was one of those things where there were not so many people, but there was enough people. And I just remember looking at Tulsi and thinking about all of the devotion that you're supposed to have. And I was like, how could you have devotion when you're freaked out like this and when you're really sad? And, like, I was super nervous. And then, this is very weird, somebody tripped when we were going in. And it was a very weird occurrence, and I was like, oh my God. And I was hoping that they were okay. Anyway, so make a long story short, I was just thinking, in that moment, it took away all my inhibitions because I was thinking, oh my God, and I was praying that they were okay. It was an older gentleman. And then I was just thinking about how merciful Tulsi is. Like, yeah, well, you're accepting kirtan from people who are not at all qualified for kirtan. You're accepting, everybody was circumambulating and touching Tulsi. And I was thinking, this is a really powerful thing to be doing. We've always worshipped Tulsi as something. This is such a potent blessing to have been in our hands and we weren't qualified. And I was thinking, this is really merciful. And that's kind of where I started to think, like, yeah, it's not a formal thing with Tulsi. And that's what made me really feel like, but I wasn't laughing at the guy who tripped. I don't want you to think that's what was happening. I was really in a place of, oh my God, and I was praying for his help, and I was thinking how merciful in that moment Tulsi is, because she just arranges things in a way where we're having these realizations and we're getting these potent blessings, and we don't have to offer our whole lives, even though they did. It's a very easy process. The truth to openly say, a handful of water and a Tulsi gift, and you get the jackpot, 1.9 billion, whatever it is, and it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to be here today. It's such a blessing to be gathered today and being able to worship Tulsi Maharaj. So I thank you all for getting me out here on a Sunday, the truth that Gopi Tulsi Maharaj, another day of Shri Shrada Rodidar. It's such a beautiful thing, and I think you all should speak, because I had to speak. You should all talk about what's happening to you.
Hare Krishna. By meditation coming into this, I was thinking about Tulsi Devi, and when I was in my early days as a brahmachari, I had a service of taking care of Tulsi Devi. And it was always really, really hard because Tulsi is so delicate and her leaves are so sacred. You're talking about her sacred and leaves are falling on the ground and you're taking care of her and they're touching, sometimes they touch your feet and it's just so hard. And I'm such a bullish, kind of rough and gruff person. I always felt like I was making offenses. But it actually was a meditation for me of how delicate Krishna consciousness is in general, and how attentive we should be in the simplest of services, and how much Krishna consciousness softens us in really, really beautiful ways. And so sometimes it seems like there's so many rules or so many ways to do things, and sometimes when you come into Krishna consciousness, it just feels like you're making so many offenses everywhere you go. But actually, what I see is that it's not actually making offenses in order to, like, condemn me, but it's actually making offenses to soften me, because there's eternal forgiveness, and there's, as Ananta Govinda was saying so beautifully about Ananta Deva and Tulsi Rani, is that there's no benchmark for acceptance. It's unconditional, despite any qualification. And so, if I hold that continuous forgiveness, acceptance, coming towards, then I don't have to worry about making mistakes. All I have to worry about is that this is just me. I'm on a journey of continuously softening my heart, and continuously allowing myself to be humbled, and continuously allowing myself to learn and grow and come forward, knowing that I'm never going to be rejected. And so many years later, despite all the offenses I've made to Tulsi Devi, I'm able to sit here in her wedding. I got an invitation. Sometimes you hurt someone's feeling, you don't get an invitation to their wedding. That's also happened. You're right, but I got an invitation, so it means it's proof that you're always accepted.
I also want to thank Gael for allowing us to commandeer his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Haribo.
You arranged a marriage for your birthday.
We made a whole party. There's also cake. So, because what would a wedding celebration be without cake? Because, like,
Is my
come
age on the birthday cake? Is my age on the cake?
Well, it's technically their
Transcendentally.
cake, but you can share the cake.
3 and an 8.
Transcendentally.
We can figure it out. We can put it in flower petals. Is there anyone else? Yes, please.
I'm having two realizations on this very auspicious, special day that I want to share with you all. The first is when Doyle was speaking, it also reminded me that when I moved into the DC temple, the very first service that they gave me was to be the Tulsi Pujari. And I was the Tulsi Pujari for I think 4 years. And I just want to encourage everyone here to make Tulsi your very, very best friend and your life and soul, because she's so incredibly merciful and she completely answers all of your prayers. I used to, when I was taking care of her, I would sing the Tulsi Arti prayers to her, and then I would be there like, every day for 2 hours, and I would just, in the Christian tradition, there's actually something where you just force yourself to keep praying out loud. And I would do that with Tulsi Devi, just like stream of consciousness, stream of prayer, and praying for other people in my life, praying for situations, praying for other devotees. I would just pray for 2 hours straight every day. And she just makes herself so present, and so she just answers all of your prayers. And one of the prayers that I would always make was to be in the association of devotees, because Ramananda Rai says that there is no suffering except to not be in the association of devotees. And when you're in the association of devotees, there is no suffering. And I feel like right now, she's just today answering my prayers, because I'm sitting here and I'm feeling like, wow, like these devotees, like Yashoda Dulal and Shivradhika and Achyuta and Ananta and Nishigandarvika and Yadunath and Hari Kirtan, like all these devotees here have so much love and bring so much life to this program. Like Achyuta, you just bring so much life to Bhagavad Shravanam. Like you just have to be here like every single week, you know. Like I just feel like when I host, it's like, yeah, it's like Achyuta comes and hosts, and it's just, and it's just like, you know, I just feel like I just need to be with these devotees. I just need to be with Achyuta, and I just need to Joyal, Rasika. I just need to be with all these devotees and like learn what Krishna consciousness is. And festivals like this are so amazing, they're so inspiring, they're so uplifting, they're so absorbing. And Srila Prabhupada said that every day in Krishna consciousness is a festival. So I just think, what about you guys? I just think we need to just have a festival every single day.
Haribol.
You all must come. This is, we're all family, and we gotta have a festival.
I only have a birthday once a year. Haribol.
Haribol.
They say that if you are ever missing Vrindavan, the entirety of Vrindavan Dham resides at that place where Tulsi's stem touches her soil. That's it. And so we have Shri Vrindavan Dham right here at all times, anytime. So thank you all for coming. Is there anybody else that I haven't called out that I should call out?
If anybody wants to offer Tulsi Seva here at the Bhakti Center, you can contact, well, Vasudev is not here, contact me or Champak. Tulsi is always accepting Seva.
It'll change your life.
I was gonna say, make your lives sublime, guys. So what we'll do now is we'll have kirtan to wrap up, and we're gonna have Tulsi Puja. But we're also gonna I'll bring the Tulsi leaves. And we'll bring flower petals for all of you after, because I promised that you guys can take home liberation and devotion to Krishna. We wrapped it up in a little bag. We've given it out to everyone. Look at Gabriel. I can't believe it from before.